Welcome to Geopolitics in Conflict Live for this update and information.
It just broke. The Pandora Papers. This is an outrage of how the wealthy are getting away with paying no taxes and skating on the whole thing. No consequences whatsoever.
Exactly, Russ. Yeah, I was very floored when I heard about it, and not surprised. I won't use the term surprised, but I was floored for the fact that the investigation that took place in all this is quite a long, 29,000 accounts.
This is more than outrageous.
Yeah. And there are over 100 billionaires, 100 millionaires, and billionaires included into this. What's shocking about this is that there are tax evaders,
Yeah.
there are human rights abusers, and there are also money launderers included in those accounts. And guess where they stash their money? Right here in the United States. And shame on us for a country that says we stand for human rights, we stand for the ideals of fairness, of justice, and so forth, and yet we turn a blind eye when we see something like this happen. I mean, that's an outrage position to be in the first place.
And it's been so well covered up until the whistleblower came forward and said, here it is. Here are the facts, here are the figures, here's the names. And now we're going to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that came out has to do with the King of Jordan. I'm not certain about this yet. I am following up on it as we speak. I do have my ways of finding certain things. And now the royal palace declared that no. His Majesty owns property in the United States, which is his right.
Yeah.
He's allowed to. Everybody's allowed to own properties. But at the same time, if you own the properties using the public funds, that's a different story.
Yeah.
And
who really owns the property?
Exactly.
It should be the population.
And
of
you're
Jordan.
saying that you are for the helping the Jordanian people, that becomes very questionable. But the question is not about that one. The concern about all this is that how taxpayers, American taxpayers, they are paying the money, and yet millionaires and billionaires are not.
Watching former senators and Congress people be hired by the big money people to peddle influence and have it succeed. How outrageous is this?
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame where this is going now. You will think about, we may as well just say it the way it is. The system is so damn corrupted.
Right.
That's just straightforward. We're not going to shy away from it. And you think in terms of American people that some of them are working 40, 50 hours a week, and yet the government will come and take about 28 to 33% in his or her taxes.
They live paycheck to paycheck, and they virtually have no extra money.
No, not at
And the
all.
billionaires and many millionaires pay zero and hire the best tax attorneys to fight tooth and nail to pay no taxes.
And this is where you have the failure of the system, because the United States government was aware of those individuals, and yet we turned a blind eye on that. It's the same exactly what happened, for example, and I can give you an example because something I am very certain of or about because I wrote about it in one of my books. When the former president of Egypt died, Hosni Mubarak, you know what they found? About $30 billion in one of his bank accounts in Switzerland. Where's that $30 billion came from? That's U.S. taxpayers. We were giving Egypt every year $2.1 billion
for their national defense and armaments and so on. And now we know where the money went.
Yeah. So same thing when what's his name died, Yasser Arafat. The next day, $10 million was wired from a bank in Switzerland to Paris to his wife, because his wife lives in France. I'm not pointing fingers here. I'm just highlighting that the discrepancy into how the system is so corrupted to the point that for us here in the U.S., when you allow something like what this Pandora paper has disclosed, and the system here, it's closing its eyes on it, turning a blind eye like nothing happened. And yet an average citizen who might be struggling to find food tonight to eat some dinner, wondering, I'm only earning this much, and yet the government comes over and take this much taxes from me. And for what? They don't say anything in return. Unlike in Scandinavians, for example.
In Scandinavia, I saw the prime minister talking about one of the countries there.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been Denmark, but I'm not certain anymore. And he said, yeah, our tax rate is 56%. But people get 56% benefit from it.
Exactly.
Healthcare, education, on and on and on. And the man enumerated all the benefits they get. And I said, I pay a lot more than that for those kind of benefits, and I pay a lot of them out of pocket.
Yeah. And personally, I'd rather pay that kind of money and know that it's there if I ever need it. But for our system, the way it's set up, which is set up against the middle class, that is, because we're all middle class. We're not millionaires, by the way. We're just the middle class like everybody else. But the fact that the system is already set up in that way to favor the minority, elite, if you will, whatever term you want to use, against the majority, that becomes problematic. Something is wacky with this system that needs a top to bottom review or needs to be destroyed and rebuilt. Sometimes that's what's need to be done.
And every time there's an election, you hear somebody screaming about, we're going to fix this problem. We're going to tax the wealthy. We're going to they're going to pay their fair share, and nothing happens.
Yeah, it's just lip service, Ross. That's all they say. That's how they've been always. And because some of us Americans are sleeping, they're not willing to wake up and hear, and you see it when we talk. Sometimes I said, well, when you say the truth, you are, no, you're working for this or you're working for that, rather than not willing to hear the truth, because hearing the truth is very hard. You will be familiar with this. You know that you're psychologists. You understand how sometimes when you face people with the truth, they don't want to hear it. Well, the same thing. Now Americans are, some, not all, they are waking up a little bit.
There's a concept in psychology called deletion. And that's where you take whole categories of information and just delete them and say they're not real.
Oh my God. Yeah. And that is the sad part about all this. And this is the reason why we wanted to bring this up to our viewers, for them to, I don't know, some of you might have heard about this Pandora Papers, some of you might have not. We wanted to bring this up because it's exactly what happened with similar scenario happened a couple of years ago with the Panama Papers.
Oh boy, did that blow things up.
You will be shocked to find out some names that I discovered. I'm not even going to disclose it here. So it was just like, well, wait a minute, we're not against you becoming wealthy. You work. If you work hard, you earn that money. It's yours. You deserve that. But when you cheat the middle class and you rig the system to favor you, that is a problem.
One of the things to consider here is if our Congress people are not taking action, they are accountable.
Well, Congress, I won't even count on it, Ross.
I won't.
Because also I've been arguing for so long about term limits. We have to have term limits to put an end. Congress becoming now the institution where you can go and become a wealthy.
And boy, do we see. Oh, what's the statistic? What percentage of Congress people are worth $1 million or more?
It's high.
It's like 98%.
It's high.
And they're in the high hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 2% that aren't millionaires.
Exactly. It's a shame. It's a shame. And that is why we wanted to at least let our viewers know about this Pandora Papers, just for you to be aware of what's going on. And as we said last time, we intend to be doing this on a regular basis from now on, because we want you to be informed as always. So, well, as always, remember to subscribe. Don't forget to do that. And please share the word about our channels. And also remember to follow us on Odyssey and Rumble. Remember to follow us on this.
Thank you for watching.
And as always, stay informed. Till next time. Bye-bye.